Committee. Call a meeting to order for April 26th, 2023. Roll call of members, please.
Jenneru?
Here.
Kai?
Here.
Leaders?
Here.
Anderson?
Here.
Herder?
Yes.
Let the record show all the members are present.
Great. If you've all had a chance to read the minutes, is there a motion to approve the minutes or make corrections?
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor say aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Now I'll read our statement of procedure. The public hearing will be conducted pursuant to the board's rules of procedure as adopted May 26, 1988. We will first hear the planning report of the planning director on the detailed information and observations regarding the request, if not done so in written form prior to the hearing. Next, we will take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I'll call upon members of the audience wishing to make a statement concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those who oppose it. At any time during the presentation of testimony, members of the board may interrupt to ask questions or make comments on what has been said. Upon completion of all testimony, the applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to the board. Upon completion of the applicant's closing statement, we will then hear the recommendation, if any, of the planning director, and upon completion of all discussion, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the request. After the public hearing has been closed, I'll entertain a motion from the members of the board regarding the disposition of the application. Each speaker addressing the board shall step forward to the podium, state their name and address before proceeding with their testimony or evidence. I would ask that you spell your last name. This board shall not be bound by strict rules of evidence, but does reserve the right to exclude evidence or testimony that it may deem to be irrelevant, immaterial, incompetent, or unduly repetitious. As chairman, I will rule on all questions relating to the admissibility of evidence, which may be overruled by the majority of the board. The board may grant continuances in case for good cause shown to any interested party who has entered his appearance. The board may at any time request a continuance of a hearing for the purpose of getting further notice, taking further evidence, gathering further information, touring the proposed site, or for other such reasons the board may find sufficient. In such case, we shall state the specific reasons for the continuance and set a date, time, and place where the matter will be continued. All official actions of this board shall be made at public hearing by motion made, seconded, and pulling to the membership. If conditions are imposed, such conditions shall be included in the motion or amended hereto. Our final decision will be prepared in writing and will be part of the public record of this board. Once this board has reached a decision on a case, that decision shall be final. Section 335.18 of the Iowa Code states, any person or persons, jointly or severally, aggravated by any decision of the Board of Adjustment under the provisions of Chapter 335, or any taxpayer or any officer, department, board, or bureau of the county may present to the court of record a petition, duly verified, setting forth that such decision was illegal in whole or in part, specifying the grounds of the illegality. Such petition shall be presented to the court within 30 days after the filing of the decision of the office of the board. Upon hearing that, I would ask for a motion to open up the public hearing on case CU-2023-01.
Make that motion.
Second.
It's moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Public hearing is now open. I would ask that Adam Finn come to the podium and tell us about your project.
Sure. I retired from my main job about a year ago, and my brother's been a long-time woodworker. He's got a big hobby in that, and I thought maybe I could join up with him and pick up on some woodworking myself. And for me, I would probably try to. It's I would say about 50% hobby and 50% attempt to make some money out of it. So that's the plan, just to put up a wood shop on the farm, and just about 75 feet from my house or something like that, and try to make some goods. For the most part, it's small stuff. I mean, I actually the only thing I have designs for right now are wooden games. The biggest thing would be like a chessboard, about 22 inches big, so it's not huge stuff. I think I wrote in the application that my intent is just to, everything would ship via like FedEx, UPS, Postal Service, nothing would be big enough to do freight or anything like that. I'd have to have some deliveries of materials once in a while. I have waste that I have to pick up, have picked up by the same company that picks up my trash today, so there wouldn't be any additional traffic related to that. And I don't know what else is interesting to you guys or you need to know, but I'm happy to answer any questions that I can.
So,
Are you going to have customers come?
No customers
Okay.
at the house whatsoever.
So the building's not constructed yet, you're gonna,
Yeah,
So the new
I've
building?
got the permit and the materials all laying on the ground right now. Concrete scheduled for next week.
okay?
How, kind of off the subject, but how do people or how do people know how to get a hold of you to make stuff for them, or how's
Well, I don't think, I'm
word of
not,
mouth so far, or is it, yeah? it's kinda
so far I
curious.
haven't done any business whatsoever,
Okay.
and I'm a little bit hesitant to try to take pre-orders or anything like that, because I wanna make sure I can produce good stuff before I actually start selling anything. It's not like I'm dependent on this to make a living or anything like that.
Right,
So I just wanna make sure I do it right. But my intent is just, digital marketing. I mean, that's really the answer. I'm gonna give it a shot, see how I do.
okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Thank you, you can have a seat.
Okay?
Is there anybody who would like to speak in favor in the audience? Anybody who would like to speak opposed in the audience? I guess if nothing else, would ask for the staff's recommendation.
based on the information provided, the preliminary recommendation by the planning department is to approve the application subject to the following conditions. Number one is that the area and the subject accessory structure dedicated to the rural enterprise business shall be limited to what was shown on the floor plan submitted with the application. All the work shall be conducted indoors, and any signage is limited to section 8.090.030.06 of the Pottawattamie County Code and installed after the building permit is issued. This is all based on the following findings of fact. Number one, the rural enterprise business is a listed permitted conditional use in the A2 district, which conforms to the land use policy plan. The subject property is located in an area primarily utilized for agriculture. This is a rural enterprise business. It's not foreseen to have any negative impacts on the area properties. The existing road system is adequate to accommodate the rural enterprise business. The aforementioned conditions will minimize any potential adverse impact on adjoining properties by limiting the size of the rural enterprise business. The rural enterprise business complies with the conditions imposed for such a land use as follows. The rural enterprise business is located on the same property where the business owner's residence is located. The rural enterprise business is for woodworking. There is no evidence that the rural enterprise business will create excessive noise, odors, or electrical disturbances. The total area devoted to the rural enterprise business is less than 1 acre. No on-street parking will be permitted with the rural enterprise business.
If there's no other discussion with members, I guess I'd ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing.
Seconded.
Been moved in second, all opposed the same. All in favor? All in favor, say aye.
I was like, wait,
Aye.
that didn't make any sense. Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Public hearing is now closed. If there's any discussion, or if someone would like to entertain a motion on the conditional use permit, go from there.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll
Seconded.
second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call vote.
Leaders,
Aye.
Kai,
Aye.
Herder,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Jennifer.
Aye. State to the applicant that their motion for a conditional use permit has been granted. Congratulations. Good luck.
Build some good stuff.
Yeah, I hope so.
Is there any other business for this board?
US Cellular notified us earlier today that they requested that we, table their proposal until further notice from them. And their legal counsel did show up, he confirmed that they're gonna hold off and they'll resubmit to us if they decide to move forward. They were notified by the tower that they're currently on today that they wanted to open up negotiations again on the price. They were proposing the cell phone tower be pretty close to one that was already there. They said it was financially unfeasible for them to stay with the lease agreement that they had. And that's the way our code, is a little broad in that subject, where if it becomes not financially feasible for them, but it doesn't necessarily define out what financially feasible was. Their mathematical calculations were, for a $3 million investment, I mean, it was a little bit off on the way I would look at a $3 million investment, but, so it's good. They table it, open up negotiations, and they'll contact us again if they decide to reopen it, so. But other than that, we don't have any other business for the board.
Okay. If not, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Anything next month?
I don't have any applications yet. The packet,
Yeah.
I take them and type them. That's the board stuff. I don't know.